Time for Roseburg basketball on 541radio.com.
Ball poked away by Lake. He gets it out in front for Colin Warmouth in the dunk.
Welcome to this broadcast of Roseburg Sports, presented by CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score. Now, let's get ready for the game. Here's your pregame show host, Joey Kieran.
Hello and good evening, everybody. Happy New Year as we welcome you in to Stuart W. Robertson Memorial Gymnasium for some Roseburg basketball tonight here on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score and streaming online at 541radio.com. Getting ready to see the Roseburg Indians take on the McMinnville Grizzlies tonight here at Roseburg High School. Roseburg comes in 9-2 on the year after a runner-up finish in the Abby's Holiday Classic down in Medford last week. As for McMinnville, they come in 5-5 on the season after starting out the year 3-0. We welcome you in. Hope that you've had a great holiday season and are ready for a new year as we've reached the midway point of the season for the Roseburg boys. They look to try and start picking up the pace as they get ready for Southwest Conference play coming up in just about 2 weeks. I'm Joey Kieran. Welcome into the broadcast here tonight, folks. We appreciate you tuning in, however you may be taking part in tonight's broadcast. For those that may be first-timers, want to let you know tonight's game is, of course, on the radio, on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score, 1490 AM on your radio dial there. You can also catch tonight's game streaming live online at 541radio.com. We've got video coverage there online. Just make sure you click on anything that says Watch Roseburg Basketball. Or you can also listen live to 1490 The Score online to get the audio feed of tonight's game as well. A lot of ways to stay up to date with the Roseburg boys as they make their way through the 2018-2019 high school basketball season. Tonight's an OSAA endowment game tonight, non-leaguer for Roseburg. They'll have 2 more non-league games before they begin Southwest Conference play against the Sheldon Irish coming up 2 weeks from this Friday. Roseburg will have a little bit of time off here after tonight's game before they get back to action next week when they do take on conference opponents. And up next would be South Medford in a non-league game. And then they also are going to take on North Medford as well in a non-leaguer. Those 2 non-league games against conference opponents come because the Southwest Conference is down a team after Willamette drops to the 5A classification. So with that, they had an extra week of games to try and get into the schedule, and they agreed that the Southwest Conference would play some non-league games against each other during the non-league portion of the season. So that's what we got coming up. But tonight, Roseburg takes on a very good McMinnville team, averaging 55 points per game, giving up almost 60. But this is a team that has had a couple of narrow losses this year, and a team that has some really quality-looking players on their team, some good size to them, a couple of all-conference players back this year. Not a team to take easily out of the Pacific Conference here in 2019. Roseburg, they're coming in shorthanded, and we'll talk more about that here tonight, but a couple of player suspensions due to team violations, injuries, and personal reasons for not being with the team tonight coming into play. And Roseburg will take on the Grizzlies shorthanded tonight. We'll see how the outcome is affected with the lack of depth on the bench for the Roseburg boys. We'll talk more about that in the pregame show, but coming up next, we'll get a chance to catch up with head coach Mike Pardon and get a chance to recap the Abby's Holiday Classic. We weren't down there broadcasting those games, so first chance to hear from him about that matchup. We'll have that for you when we come back. More of the pregame show is coming up. This is Roseburg Basketball, streaming online at 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
is what's coming up for Roseburg basketball. Watch Roseburg basketball games at 541radio.com.
Back here with more of our pregame on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score and streaming with video online at 541radio.com. Roseburg's back to action after the holiday break here. They had the Abby's Holiday Classic down in Medford, getting back to action with some non-leaguers before league play gets started up here in the month of January. And we get a chance to catch up with head coach Mike Pardon here. And coach, it's been a little bit of a hiatus for the broadcast. Means a little bit of time since we've gotten a chance to talk. The Abby's Holiday Classic, you guys make it into the championship matchup there. End up a little short-handed in that one as you guys make it through this holiday break. But the performance from the guys, the experience of being down on the road, playing in Medford for a few games and playing some quality teams down there, how do you think that helps set you guys up for the second half of the season?
Hey, I thought we played really our best game and maybe one of our worst games down there. But I thought we really played well against McNary out of the gate. We struggled a little with North Eugene, but really played a good second half there. And then West Salem really came out and got us. But, we competed in the second half. I think we can play better. Obviously 3 days with 3 games and losing some people. We lost 2 starters going into that situation, and so that was a key thing for us.
You guys, we're now to the second half of the season, and obviously you've got league play coming up here in a couple of weeks. Starts a little later with one less team in the conference standings, but where the team's at developmental-wise, you want to see them start accomplishing certain things. We've talked a lot earlier about turnovers. That's always going to be something you want to have 0 if you can. But do you see the team progressing in those steps that you want to be seeing at this point of the season?
For sure, yeah. We have. We've progressed defensively, and we've progressed taking care of the ball. And so I've been pleased with the most part. But there's sometimes we just fling it around. And so we just got to take care of that. And we're in a really good league, and so we got to get prepared for that. And we're looking forward to the challenge.
We were just talking about, though, that the holiday break, you mentioned injury there during the tournament. Jonathan Stone goes down, and he's a big part. One of your starters, a guy that was really providing a lot. Maybe not always the gaudy numbers with stat-wise, but he did a lot for this team out there on the floor. Losing a guy like him, it's not something you're going to be able to replace off the bench, but what have you guys been doing with the absence of him for 2 games, and how do you try to fill in for that in the time?
Well, it makes it hard because he gives us some length, and especially defensively, he's unbelievably quick for his size. And so those situations of being able to have John guard usually their best player gives us an opportunity to sometimes shut that guy down. And so he's a big guy to lose, but this is high school basketball, and I hope we're in this to educate kids. And when things just don't go your way, how do you handle that? Do you go out and compete, get better, and step up? I hope we do, and that's the challenge.
Going along with that, the team's been hit with some other stuff, and you guys are shorthanded at this point in time. And so as you guys get through the holiday break with league play looming, some of the guys that you had hoped to be counting on for the second half run of this season will not be here, at least for the short term and maybe for a long term. And as you guys kind of try to rebound and collect, it's almost as if you've got to figure out rotations, figure out assignments, things like that a little bit differently with some guys not on the roster. How do you guys try to combat that? What's the message of the team here as you guys get ready for the stretch run?
Well, I think the good part is we have 9 days off here, and so that's going to give us some time to kind of get things together and hopefully get people healthy and make some adjustments with what we're going to do. And so that's the challenge for our coaching staff and for our kids, is just figure out what we're going to do and how we're going to do it.
You've coached for a long time here at Roseburg, and I'm sure making mid-season adjustments when either a guy goes down or maybe a guy goes into a slump or certain things happen here or there. Is this maybe one of your bigger challenges, you think, in your coaching career, having to adjust here at this mid-season point with some of the losses you guys have had to endure?
Yeah, but I've been here before. I hate to say that, but I've been here. And we've done that, and I've had kids unbelievably step up in these situations. So that's what we're going for. Yeah. We want our kids to step up, play well, and have some surprises as we go into the regular league season.
All right. Look forward to it. I know there's a lot of important games still left to go here, and Roseburg, a lot of high hopes as they get ready for it. We'll thank head coach Mike Parton for his time in the pregame show. We'll come back, get things ready for you to go as tip-off right around the corner. This is CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Back here at Roseburg High School as we get ready to go for tonight's ball game. Joey Kieran here with you. I want to say a big thanks to Brenton Cranford back in the studio for the radio production tonight. Thanks to Angela Kieran running things on the video production side here this evening at the gymnasium. And Josh Nelson helping out with stats and checking out the scoreboard around the region and the state here tonight for us as well. Roseburg basketball coming up for you here tonight. It's brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County, and by our friends over at Bi-Mart. Get ready for your season for less. Roseburg comes in. They did lose their last game, but they're 4-1 in their last 5. On the other side, McMinnville 2-3 on the year. Did lose their last game as well. As you might have caught there during the pregame interview with head coach Mike Parton, and we talked about it in the opening segment of tonight's ball game, there is some updates on the roster tonight for the Roseburg boys. And unfortunately, it's not great news. A little bit injuries, a little bit of other stuff, personal and team's violation as well, that have kind of decimated this roster depth here tonight. They're working to battle through it, and Coach Parton telling us before the game there was at least at the moment, an indefinite suspension for a couple of players on the team. Tonight you will notice the absence of Storm Scott and D'Angelo Adams. We hope to see those guys back on the floor, but we wait to find out more about what went on there. But team violations, those guys not with the team here tonight. Jonathan Stone, we've mentioned his knee injury before. He is not with the team here this evening. Well, he is with the team. He is not going to be playing. He is out with a strain 1 for his knee, and unfortunately that's going to have him out for at least a couple of weeks. They think they do hope to get him back as they get into the heart of their league schedule. That would be big for this Roseburg roster. Also out tonight, Merhowie Lake is not with the team. He is out due to family issues, a death in the family and his extended family there, so he is out for personal reasons here tonight, and we'll be back with the team here before too long. So do want to say condolences there to the Lake family, Merhowie, as he deals with that death in the family. Never an easy thing, but we do send out condolences, wish the best to them. Not a fun way to start out the new year. And for the rest of the team, hey, I mean, I know you're always met with adversity at some point throughout the season, and Roseburg has really been hit with it here the last couple of weeks with injuries and other things. They are really fighting through it here tonight. So we'll see how the rest of the season goes, but they're going to have to battle through. But this Roseburg team still in high hopes and high spirits as they get ready to take on McMinnville here tonight. We're going to have your Supercut starting lineups coming up here in just a few moments, so stay tuned for that as we count down towards tip-off. Just about 1 minute away. I'll have that for you. They've got the national anthem coming up here from Stuart W. Robertson Memorial Gymnasium as Roseburg gets ready to take on McMinnville. It is a non-league contest tonight between two 6A teams looking to start 2019 on the right foot. We'll have it for you when we come back. This has been your Roseburg basketball pregame show. Tip-off right around the corner, along with your Supercut starting lineup. It's all coming up next for you here on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
What's coming up for Roseburg basketball. Watch Roseburg basketball games at 541radio.com.
Come back after the national anthem here at Stuart W. Robertson Memorial Gymnasium. Joey Keyran here with you as we get ready for tip-off between Roseburg and McMinnville.
First for the visiting Grizzlies from McMinnville.
As we get ready for tonight's matchup, it's time now to take a look at tonight's Supercuts starting lineups. We'll start out with the visiting team from McMinnville High School, led by head coach Willie Graham. His starting lineup will feature a 6'3" senior wing, Parker Spence, an honorable mention all-conference selection. Luke Arsner, another honorable mention all-conference selection from last year as a junior. He's a 6'4" guard, a senior this year, will get the start tonight. A fellow senior, in fact, they start all 5 seniors for the Grizzlies. Kevin Sullivan, a 6' wing, will get the start tonight. Tyler Logsden, a 6'5" forward, will start down low, along with 6'4" forward A.J. Robledo. And that'll round out the starting 5 for Willie Graham and the 5-5 McMinnville Grizzlies. They come in ranked number 40 in the OSAA power rankings. Now for the Roseburg Indians. Starting lineup going to look a little bit different tonight for the Roseburg boys. Jet Black, a junior guard, back after a 1-game suspension. He had gotten ejected after 2 quick technicals in a game down at the Abbey's Holiday Classic. Served that 1-game suspension in the title game. He's back here tonight. Caden Seeley, the senior guard, will start averaging 4.2 points per game, along with two-time first-team all-conference player Colin Warmouth, the senior guard, averaging over 25 points per game. Carson Ellis will get the start tonight at a forward position, averaging 3.1 points. And at the other forward position will be Xavier Avilés, the senior, starting down low, averaging 3 points per game. That'll be a look at tonight's starting lineup, brought to you by Supercuts in the Steelhead Run Plaza across from Starbucks on Garden Valley Boulevard. Save time and check out styles online at supercuts.com. That is a look at it tonight. Roseburg wearing the home whites, numbers in black on the front and the back. Roseburg across the chest on the front, outlined in the orange. Roseburg will move left to right on your radio dial on the other side of the floor in black, numbers in white, outlined in red. They've got the red and white trim, a very Portland Trailblazer-esque type of look for this McMinnville jersey. They'll take the floor, moving right to left. In the center circle, Colin Warmouth will tip off for Roseburg. Meeting him in the middle, I believe, is going to be Luke Arsner. And without Storm Scott, without Jonathan Stone. Roseburg not as tall as they have been this season, so this is going to be a true test for him here tonight. Warmouth will win the toss as he tips it into the backcourt to Xavier Avilés, and we are underway in tonight's ball game. On the far side of the floor with it, Caden Seeley brings it to the top to Warmouth. He turns to face the basket, fakes the handoff to Ellis, drives into the corner, now needs some help. Back out to the top to Ellis, almost loses it, but able to hold on to the basketball. To the top now for Avilés. Roseburg looking to get the first points of the ball game, running their offense, trying to be patient here. Been one of the things that Coach Mike Parton has preached to this team, be patient with the basketball. Warmouth with it at the top. Underneath, a give and go. He gets it back from Caden Seeley, and Colin Warmouth gets underneath for an easy 2, and Roseburg will take the early 2-0 lead. Roseburg in front of McMinnville. They ticked off almost a full minute with that first possession. Now a long 3 on the other side. Tyler Logsden will hit the 3, and it puts McMinnville up by 1 and whistles an official timeout. And it looks like they had possibly something spilled. Somebody coming from the concession stand lost their food on the court, so we got a little bit of a mess. They'll clean it up here briefly. Roseburg basketball tonight is brought to you by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone's welcome to shop. 3-2 our score early on. McMinnville in front after Tyler Logsden drains a deep 3. They might have watched some film for Roseburg against West Salem. Roseburg's last game, they lost 74-58. It was their most lopsided loss of the season. They allowed 16 3-pointers in that game. So you might see McMinnville try to hit from the outside more tonight, knowing that Roseburg didn't have the best defense around the perimeter in their last game, although I did see a quote from Coach Parton saying that they felt like they made it tough. West Salem was just hitting some good shots. Jet Black with it out of the officials' timeout. Gets the ball to Warmouth. Marked closely. Gets hit as he goes in the air. No. They will call no continuation, but they do call a foul on McMinnville. 6:40 to play. Roseburg trailing 3-2. They'll inbound underneath their own hoop. The foul goes against Parker Spence, who was all over Colin Warmouth. Jet Black will inbound underneath. Gets it into Ellis. Right back to Black. Out to the top. One of Roseburg's better three-point shooters. Seeley has it right side, drives in at the block too hard, but it's off the backboard to Ellis. His shot no good. Avilés in front. His putback is no good, and finally McMinnville will come down with the basket in the backcourt. Caden Seeley pokes it away, and they'll give the ball back to McMinnville. Seeley had a look. Ellis had a look. Avilés had a look, all from a couple of feet from in front of the basket. Nobody able to make the basket. Roseburg trails by 1. 6:17 to play first quarter. Bringing the ball through the center. Luke Arzner passes it away. Out to the top now for Sullivan. Back to Arzner, driving right side of the lane. The pull-up jumper, bucket, and a foul. Arzner, the all-conference honorable mention selection last year, heads to the free throw line, looking for the and one. 5-2 your score. Looking to make it 6-2. Arzner with his long blonde hair. A little more bleach blonde than Colin Warmouth with the dirty blonde hair, but they got a very similar look. The free throw goes through. Arzner makes it a 4-point game. 6-2. Roseburg scored the opening basket. Now they've given up a 6-0 run. Double dribble called against Jet Black, and Roseburg will turn it back over to McMinnville. It's going to be a new world here for Roseburg as they try to figure out how to operate without some of their key guys that they'd had on the roster for so long. On the far side into the corner. Bounce underneath. Arzner from the right block working against Warmouth. He had his hand straight up, but he gets called for the foul, and that's going to be a quick 2 fouls on Colin Warmouth. And with their lack of depth, Colin Warmouth in foul trouble is not something that they can afford. And he wants an explanation on why the foul call. He had his hand straight up, was guarding the guy straight up, but he gets called for the foul. First one does not go for Arzner. It'll stay 6-2 pending the second free throw. Roseburg basketball on 1490 The Score is brought to you by Good Vibration Solutions for home theater and automotive audio. You can feel it at Good Vibes. Second free throw rims out. Something about ball don't lie, I think, in that situation there for Roseburg. And now ball stolen away by Arzner. Gets down the floor. He'll throw it down with a two-hand dunk. Well, he made him pay there. Gets it back. 8-2 now, a 6-point lead for McMinnville. Far side, McMinnville, tough man-to-man defense. They poke it away again out in front. It's Robledo, and he'll put it through with a right-handed lay-in, and a timeout called by Roseburg. It's out to an 8-point lead, 10-2. McMinnville in front. Roseburg with the timeout. We'll take a quick one as well. 30-second break. Back with more of the action after this. You're listening to Roseburg basketball on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Out of the Roseburg timeout, they'll face a full-court press from McMinnville into the corner for Ellis on the far side of the floor. Roseburg trails 10-2 here, 5 minutes to play first quarter. They try to go underneath the Warmouth, who's playing with 2 fouls in the first quarter. Dribbles, gets to the free throw line, is shot no good, but they'll call a foul, and Warmouth will head to the free throw line. This aggressive defense from McMinnville, Warmouth trying to draw the contact and see if he can get McMinnville into early foul trouble. Finally will get his first free throws of the game. He didn't get the continuation on a previous foul that was called with him handling the basketball. So he heads to the line for the first time and gets Roseburg its first points since he put a lay-in through the basket in the opening minute. In fact, that is Roseburg's first basket in probably close to 3 minutes. Make it actually about 2 minutes. Warmouth hits them both. Out at the top, Arzner will hold on to it. Back and forth yo-yo dribble. Now bounces away, a high post. Blogsden turns, drives left side of the lane, almost had it stripped away. Working against Warmouth, he'll get it in. They know that Colin Warmouth cannot be aggressive on the defensive end because of his foul trouble. Although they still have only one foul up there for number 12 on the board. I assume that's for Colin Warmouth. As Ellis drives left side of the lane, too strong. And Ellis miss. Up the floor comes McMinnville. Driving right side, a bump, no shot. Arzner drawing the foul against Caden Seeley. And this McMinnville team being very aggressive, knowing they've got a golden opportunity to get a huge road win. Roseburg comes in ranked number 6 by the OSAA. Now, this is not the same Roseburg team that they had early on, but a road win nonetheless against the number 6 team for McMinnville would be a huge boost to their RPI to try and get them into the postseason. Inbound underneath the basket for McMinnville, into the corner. Spence with it, back to Arzner, turns, faces the basket, high off the glass, no good. Rebound tipped, and Seeley comes up with it. He'll bring it up the floor, pass across it. Ellis with it, has a man right on him. Into the game, Owen White marking Carson Ellis. Gets it to Seeley. They go to Avilés at the left elbow. He'll dribble it out. Picks it up. Comes to the near side to Jet. Back to the top. Jet being marked by Spence. Bounces it away. Gets it right back. He'll pull up for a spot up 3. It's a little long. Rebound. And he tips it away. Jet gets it. He'll save it back in. The ball tipped around. Saved back in again by Ellis, but it'll go out of bounds off of Roseburg. Scramble for the basketball on that one. Jet went and knocked the ball loose on the long rebound. Tried to save it back in. Ricocheted off of a few ankles and finally out of bounds. Ellis tried to save it in, but he stepped on the baseline. McMinnville with it, leading 12-4. Back to their largest lead at 8, trying to add to it. A 3 from straight away from Spence is off the mark. Roseburg down with the rebound. Ellis collects it in, gets it to Seeley across the timeline. 3:16 to play. Avilés comes up to get it at the top. Got it knocked away. Will collect the basketball. Picks up his handle. Gets it to Jet. Driving left side. Through the defense with the left hand. Jet Black for 2. Gets Roseburg back to within 6. 3 minutes to play, first quarter. Arzner brings it through the center circle. Pass to the left side. Gets it back from Renshaw, who's come in off the bench. Now a 3 from Arzner. It's off the mark, and Ellis comes down with the rebound. First 3 attempt of the night for Luke Arzner, and it missed badly. Seeley has it far side, pushes it one-handed to Jet in the corner, and underneath a foul called. And right underneath, it's Chris Renshaw getting locked up with Colin Warmoth, and Renshaw is going to get called for the foul.
McMinnville foul on number 10, Chris Renshaw.
Renshaw and Warmoth, a little John down there. Renshaw not trying, he's within a foot of Colin Warmoth. But they both have a smile on their face now, so I'm assuming they're going to be all right with each other. Inbound from underneath the basket. Jet gets it in. Zach Martin has come into the game for Roseburg. He'll get it on the right side. Back out to Jet. Most meaningful minutes for Martin, I think, this season. And a foul called as Warmoth tried to attack the basket. A hand check foul. That one, I believe, goes against Luke Arzner. Both teams with 3 team fouls right now. I think that'll be the 4th for the visiting McMinnville Grizzlies. It is the 4th, and it's the 1st against Luke Arzner. Roseburg trying to get McMinnville into foul trouble early. Double team comes out at the top against Warmoth. They are really hounding him. He drives in, puts up a floater from the baseline, no good. And a fight for the rebound. Ellis bodied up against Arzner and bumped him out of bounds, and he was the last to touch it as the ball goes out across the baseline. Jet Black will come out of the game. Caden Seeley, a quick rest, comes back in. Roseburg has the ball underneath their own hoop. Officials giving an explanation to Chris Renshaw as they waited for the inbound pass. Roseburg has it in out at the top. Seeley with it on the left side. Crossover dribble, almost traveled with it. Gets it back underneath, working against Arzner, and the rebound is thrown out of bounds by Arzner as he was trying to bring it back in. Fighting for the basketball underneath was Caden Seeley along with Luke Arzner, and Arzner with an aggressive move to try and pull it in, lost the handle and threw it out of bounds. Ellis will inbound it. Warmoth right on the baseline, had to tiptoe to stay in bounds. Turns, goes back to the rim, got hit. The bucket drops, and he'll head to the line. It has been the Colin Warmoth show so far. He's got 6 of the 8 points for Roseburg, looking to add to it. 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. Roseburg back within 4, although they haven't put the points on the board. Carson Ellis checks out of the game as Jet Black will come in quickly. You've got Seeley, Martin, Warmoth, Avilés, and Black out on the floor. And Colin Warmoth at the line for the and one. It's good. Back to a 3-point game, 12-9, 2:03 to play first quarter. Arzner brings it up the far side of the floor. They whip it around to the near side with it. Renshaw looking underneath, picks it up. Arzner now a wing 3, left side, he rattles it through. First 3 of the night for Luke Arzner. Has it back out to a 6-point lead. Jet Black will bring the ball up the floor. McMinnville applying nonstop pressure against Colin Warmoth. On the far side of the floor, Zach Martin with it. Warmoth trying to get free, just cannot. Martin picks up his dribble, gets it to Warmoth, who comes to get it at the top, working against Renshaw. He'll pass it away. Black with it left side, out to Smith or Martin. Martin in the blocks to Warmoth, and he'll work it out to the top. A slow pass to Avilés is stolen away, and a lay-in by Renshaw will get him his first point, and it's suddenly back out to an 8-point lead once again for McMinnville. Roseburg got it down to a 3-point lead. It's been a 5-0 run from McMinnville. Gets free from the defense. Jet Black will pull up for a short jumper, and it's off the mark, a little long. McMinnville comes down with the rebound. They'll work it up the floor. Arzner, far side to Spence, driving in the lane, dumps it over the top of the defense underneath. And short on the shot was A.J. Robledo. His first miss of the night. Martin has it right side, back to Seeley. They're just playing pitch and catch on the right side of the perimeter. Out to Avilés at the top as they reset. Warmoth trying to get free without the basketball. Bounce pass to Martin in the corner. Looking underneath, just nothing there. The defense has been right on top of Roseburg at every moment. Avilés gets free underneath. He's right next to the basket. A bump in the foul. He gets the bucket. And a touch foul underneath against McMinnville. I think that leaves Parker Spence, who I think picked up the foul. wondering where that one was called. He's got his hands up wondering what the call was. It is the second against Parker Spence. Coming in for him will be Kevin Sullivan back into the game. And Xavier Aviles will head to the free throw line. His first attempts of the night. Free throw is good. Roseburg's into double digits. Trail by 5, 17-12 here in the first quarter. Colin Warmoth is going to get a breather in the final 21 seconds of the first quarter. First trip to the bench for him tonight. Jet Black checked back in for Roseburg. I think those starters are going to be dog tired by the end of this one here tonight. 9 seconds to go. They whip it left side. Sullivan with it across the floor. A three is good by Logsdon. 2 seconds to go. Inbound to Jet. A shot from three-quarter court is no good, and that'll bring the first quarter to an end. 20-12 your score at the end of the first quarter. McMinnville in front by 8 yet again. We'll take a 60-second break. Be back. This is Roseburg basketball on 541radio.com and online or on the radio at CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Stay tuned for more Roseburg basketball at 541radio.com.
Back for the second quarter of action. Roseburg trails 20-12 after the first 8 minutes. McMinnville will have the basketball. Tonight's game brought to you by Mahalo Heating and Cooling, your best choice for the finest indoor comfort control. McMinnville leading by 8. That's their largest lead of the night. They try to add to it here. A three from the right side by Logsdon, no good. Rebound down to Roseburg. Their defensive rebounds, that's probably keeping them in this game and keeping it a close margin at the moment. Jet Black with it to Seeley on the far side. Seeley going to drive in, gets bumped in the lane, got stuck. His shot off the mark, and down with it is McMinnville. Spence will bring it up across the timeline to the far side of the floor. Logsdon travels before he puts the ball on the floor. Back to Roseburg. On the floor to start the second quarter for Roseburg, Jet Black, Caden Seeley, Colin Warmoth, Zach Martin, and Carson Ellis. 4 starters and Martin off the bench. Sullivan, Spence, Logsdon, Renshaw, and also, who's the 5th? Also Robledo out there on the floor for McMinnville. Driving baseline, Seeley goes airborne, kicks it out in the corner. A three from Martin is off the mark. Tip up on the rebound, and it stays with Roseburg. The entire McMinnville coaching staff, Willie Graham, Chris Burden, Mark Peterson, they all were up off the bench wanting a player control foul against Caden Seeley. Didn't get it on that last play. Jet has to get it in, not a lot of movement. They get it to Ellis on the baseline, and Carson Ellis, nobody was marking him. He just slipped free, and he gets his first points of the night. Gets Roseburg back within 6 here early portion of the second quarter. 20-14, 6:48 to play in the first half. Into the middle, back out to the top. Spence thought about a three, doesn't pull the trigger, gets it right back. Drives right side, kicks it to the far side. A three by by Renshaw is off the mark. He gets hit, though, by Seeley and heads to the deck. He'll get 3 free throws out of this one. For Caden Seeley, that is his second, I do believe. And they will put up his second up there. 16 fouls against McMinnville, 4 against Roseburg, as we inch our way towards the bonus here in the first half. 3 free throws coming, and the first goes through for Renshaw. Roseburg basketball tonight also been brought to you by Flyaway Travel. Contact their travel experts for your travel plans, now located at 1445 West Harvard Avenue, or call them at 672-5701. First two have gone. A third free throw coming up. Zach Martin takes a seat. Martin, the sophomore at 6'1", getting some meaningful minutes early on in this game. Played 2 minutes in the last game for Roseburg. Came late in the game as Roseburg was losing badly. All three free throws go through for Chris Renshaw. He's up to 5 points in the game, and he has it out to a 23-14 game. 7-point margin. Excuse me, a 9-point margin. Math is hard. Xavier Avilés, the pass outside of his reach, and it goes out of bounds, and Roseburg's going to use a timeout. 2 timeouts used so far in this first half for Roseburg. We'll come back after a 30-second break with more Roseburg basketball. 14-90 the score.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
Second quarter action for you here on 1490 The Score. Tonight's game brought to you by Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces in the area. Fisher's Hearth and Home. Let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Roseburg basketball on 1490 The Score. McMinnville will have the basketball after the Roseburg timeout. They lead by 9, their largest of the game. They move right to left. A pull-up jumper is just off the mark for Luke Arzner. I think his foot was on the line as well. Up the floor, Jet Black out in front of the defense, took contact. He gets the bucket to go. Jet wanted the foul, didn't get it. Arzner wanted the charge. He didn't get the call either. And Roseburg back within 7. 5:52 to go, second quarter. Arzner with it, left side of the key, out beyond the perimeter. Working against Warmouth, tries to go around a screen. They switch. Arzner now open, look at a 3. It's off the back iron, no good. Rebound came down to Sullivan. He finds a teammate underneath. It's A.J. Robledo, excuse me. He gets the 2, back to a 9-point lead. Warmouth double team came. He gets it to Ellis for an open look at a 3. It's short. Rebound too long over the top of Jet Black. Fight for it. Black will get it back. He steals it away. Skip pass across the floor. Seeley, a look at a 3. It's short. Ellis fight underneath for the rebound, and it stays with Roseburg. Good defensive effort there from Jet Black to get the ball back into Roseburg's hands. Jet will inbound it from the baseline. Roseburg into their offense. Out to the top. Warmouth. There was a jumbled mess there, and McMinnville comes up with it. They lob to the rim, and Warmouth, comes down hard. He went up for a block, but he's going to get called for the foul. And now the officials conferring here on, I think they are making sure maybe it wasn't a technical foul. And it's not a shooting foul. I guess maybe that's also what they might have been looking at. That is the third on Colin Warmouth. He's going to have to take a seat. Zach Martin will come in for him. Warmouth has dealt with foul trouble throughout the season. He's gotten himself into tough spots time and time again. And tonight they cannot afford to have him on the bench in foul trouble. Arzner, a turnaround jumper from the left elbow, is off the mark. Roseburg with the rebound up the floor. Martin, give and go with Seeley to the rim. Nice offensive flow there. Caden Seeley finishes. And Roseburg back within 7. 4:45 to go, first half. Spence has it to the near side to Sullivan. Dribbles back to the top, lobs it to the far corner for Logsdon. He gets it back to Spence, finds the open man on the baseline, high off the glass and good for Logsdon. Robledo making that one for McMinnville. They're back out to a 10-point lead now. In the middle, Martin draws a double team, and he finds the open man. That's Caden Seeley. Actually, it was a 9-point game. So Roseburg back within 7. I think I said 10. Arzner with it. Gives it away. Spence going to try a deep 3. It's long. Rebound. And it's saved back in and thrown off of Carson Ellis. Getting airborne. A.J. Robledo throwing it off of Ellis to keep the possession with the Grizzlies. He'll get another look with 3:54 to play in the first half. They lead by 7. Inbound to Arzner. Roseburg going with a 2-3 zone look. Martin and Black out at the top. Arzner dribbles to the right side. Coming to get it. Renshaw to the left side to Spence. And a pass tipped by Black. It makes it to Arzner, though. He steps into a 18-footer. It's no good. Underneath and with the rebound, the big man, Jarrett Bowman, able to make the stop. They get another look. It's a 3 from Spence. It's long, and the rebound this time by Arzner. He's able to give him another look. It'll be another 3 from Renshaw, and this time he hits it. Now it's out to a 10-point lead. They got 3 looks on that one. Arzner had the short 2 miss. And Spence missed a 3 before Renshaw hit it. Martin has it on the right side, nobody marking him. Now he picks up his dribble, gets it to Avilés. The Jet in the corner. Thought about going underneath to Ellis. Now back out to the top to Avilés. To the far side, the pass stolen away by McMinnville. Up the floor. Going right to the basket to give, and it's Martin with a big swat out of bounds. Owen White took too long to get the shot up, and coming back on the help defense, Zach Martin knocks it out of bounds. The sophomore gets his first block of the night. Inbound underneath for McMinnville. Out to the top. With it, White gets in the lane. Gives it up to Bowman. Out to the top. Seeley steals it away. He's got 2-on-1. Slows up. Now he'll go right to the rim. Draws the foul, and he gets the bucket. Seeley having a big second quarter, keeping Roseburg in this one. They're down 8. He's got 6 in the quarter after going scoreless in the first, and he'll look to add to it from the free throw line. 2:30 to play here in the second quarter. Colin Warmoth on the bench in foul trouble. Tonight's game brought to you by our friends at Pepsi and Bigfoot Beverages. Seeley's free throw is short. Rebound down to McMinnville. They'll bring it up the floor, leading by 8, 2:25 to play. First half, into the lane. Spence, double clutch. He'll get it to finish. Back out to a 10-point lead. Martin brings it up the floor, pass it, lobs it over to Black. Gets it right back. He'll step into a 3. It rims off. Martin 0 for 2 now from behind the arc. Into the lane, Spence. Back out to the official, and a turnover by McMinnville. Parker Spence got into the lane. I think he was hoping to find Luke Arzner out beyond the perimeter, but it was the official he threw it to. Turnover by McMinnville. Substitutions in for the Grizzlies. Kevin Sullivan back in the game. So is Tyler Logsden. They go with a big lineup here for the Grizzlies as they go a 2-3 zone. Pressuring out at the top, and they get a steal right away. Logsden with it. He'll pass it across the lane, and Spence will finish. 12-point lead now for McMinnville, their largest of the night. Seeley to Black at the top, straight away. Gets the defender in the air, drives in, finds Ellis alone on the baseline, but defensive pressure comes into the corner. A rainbow 3 by Jet is off the mark. He hasn't hit from behind the arc yet. In fact, Roseburg has not made a 3 tonight. Out at the top, Parker Spence a 3. His shot no good, got knocked to the floor, but he doesn't get the whistle. Ellis gets the rebound. He'll go up the floor from the left side, has his shot blocked. 6'5", Tyler Logsden just tipping that basketball. And Ellis will hustle down to the other side of the floor. 1 minute to play first half. Roseburg down by 12. Left side, Sullivan. Skip pass across the floor, nearly stolen by Seeley. It gets to his man, and Tyler Logsden will bury his third 3 of the night. And it's a 37-22 ball game. Roseburg down by 15. Another pass tipped by the defense. McMinnville last to touch it. It goes out across the baseline. Warmouth is going to come in for the final 42 seconds of the first half. Zach Martin takes a seat, the sophomore. Doesn't have any points, but he's done a nice job off the bench as Roseburg has gone deep into their roster with their lack of depth. Inbound pass tipped out. It'll stay with McMinnville. They'll get a substitution in. Owen White will come in. And Jarrett Bowman will come back in as well. Parker Spence takes a seat. And Owen White will come back out. White came out. As a inbound pass, nearly stolen away, but Seeley will fight it away from Kevin Sullivan. Into the corner, Jet Black going to try a three, and it's off the mark. Rebound, loose on the floor. Aviles came up with it. Bowman will get it, though. His outlet pass up the floor. Sullivan has it. 25 seconds. He'll pass it back out, and McMinnville will reset. They'll hold for the final shot. 20 seconds to go. Renshaw with it. Passes it away, gets it right back. 15 seconds. 37-22 your score as we get close to the end of the first half. Pass near side Sullivan. Skip cross, pass across the floor is knocked away by Seeley. 4 seconds to go. He'll go right to the rim. He doesn't hit. Offensive foul. And that's going to be the fourth foul on Caden Seeley here in the first half. He has one foul left to give. And Roseburg is going to just be battling from behind the rest of this way.
Number 42 for Roseburg, Carson Ellis.
Oh, actually, they called the foul on Ellis as a heave at the buzzer will not go. Don't know how the foul was on Ellis there. We'll try and confirm that here as we go to the halftime break. That doesn't make much sense to me. Well, after one half of play, it is 37-22. McMinnville looking for a big road win against the Roseburg Indians here tonight at Stuart W. Robertson Memorial Gymnasium. We'll head to the break. Halftime show coming up. It's your More Well Drilling halftime show as we recap the first half for you after this 2-minute break on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
What's coming up for Roseburg basketball? Watch Roseburg basketball games at 541radio.com.
Back here for your More Well Drilling halftime show. Joey Keyran with you. More Well Drilling, keeping Douglas County green since 1947. Give them a call at 541-459-4039. At halftime, your score 37-22. Roseburg trailing by 15 here at the break. tough one here tonight. We talked about it in the pregame show. The team we see tonight is not the team that got this Roseburg squad to 9-2 on the year. Unfortunately, some injuries. A player not with the team tonight because of a death in his extended family out at a funeral service tonight. And then 2 players that have been suspended. And not sure what the future will hold for those young men, whether or not they'll get a chance to be back with the team, but not with them here tonight. And Roseburg tonight battling with foul trouble, battling with depth issues, and just trying to make something happen against what is a lengthy, aggressive, and shooting pretty well McMinnville team through one half of basketball. 37-22 is your score at the halftime break. Coming up here at halftime, we will take a look at some of your individual statistics, but let's recap the first half and how things played out. McMinnville fell behind 2-0 to Roseburg after the first basket of the game, but then they went on a run, and Roseburg went scoreless for about 2 minutes of that first quarter, fell behind and have not been able to catch up. They were down by 8 at the end of the first quarter. In the second quarter, the lead stretches to its largest, where it's at right now at 15. Roseburg 12 in the first, 10 in the second. McMinnville 20 in the first, 17 points in the second quarter. We'll come back with a look at your individual statistics, and we'll take a look at any other scores we might have to report to you here tonight. Not a lot of high school sports action going on here this evening, but we'll try and see if we can find any scores to pass along. Roseburg basketball tonight is brought to you by Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? We'll come back with more of the More Well Drilling halftime show. After this break, this is Roseburg basketball on 541radio.com and on 1490 The Score.
Sports fans, thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event, plus you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Stay tuned for more Roseburg basketball from 541radio.com.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Bringing you the More Well Drilling halftime show from Stuart W. Robertson Memorial Gymnasium. Roseburg basketball tonight here on 1490 The Score. Back after a little bit of a break for the holidays for us. More Well Drilling, keeping Douglas County green since 1947. Give them a call at 541-459-4039. Well, your first half statistics for the visiting team leading the way, 9 points for Tyler Logsden. All of those coming on three-pointers. A.J. Robledo has 8, so does Chris Renshaw, and so does Luke Arzner. Very even scoring around the board for McMinnville. Parker Spence has 4 points as well. On the other side for Roseburg, Let's see here, leading the way with 7 points, all in the first quarter, was Colin Warmouth. 6 points for Caden Seeley, all in the second quarter. 4 points for Jet Black, 3 points for Xavier Avilés, and Carson Ellis has 2 points in the ball game tonight as well. Some of your numbers on the glass here tonight. 5 rebounds for Carson Ellis this evening, 4 for Caden Seeley. They're leading the way. Roseburg with 11 turnovers in the first half. On the other side, 4 rebounds for Tyler Logsdon to lead the way for McMinnville. They had 4 turnovers in the first half of tonight's ball game. Taking a look at some scores of note here from tonight's action. First, the Roseburg boys JV team won tonight, 53-48. They improved to 7-2 on the year. Other scores for you from the Southwest Conference. Only one other game going on for a Southwest Conference team tonight. Grants Pass falls 55-49 against Westview in non-league play tonight. And on the Southwest Conference girls side, South Medford wins in a tight one against Central Catholic 65-62. Well, that'll pretty much do it for the Morwell Drilling halftime show. We've got the second half coming up for you in just a few moments. Also, stay tuned for the postgame show when we'll name our Abby's Legendary Pizza Legendary Player of the Game. Back with the second half for you after this quick 60-second break on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
What's coming up for Roseburg basketball? Watch Roseburg basketball games at 541radio.com.
Well, some work to do in the second half for the Roseburg boys basketball team as they will start with the basketball, trailing 37-22. Joey Keyran here with you. Along with me, Angela Keyran running the video production tonight. Josh Nelson helping out with stats and scores. And back in the studio, Brenton Cranford on the radio side. Roseburg will start with their original 5 out on the floor. Here to start this second half, Colin Warmouth, who's in foul trouble, tries to drive in, has the ball stripped away. It's McMinnville will go the other way, and it's a double dribble call. That against Tyler Logsdon, who will turn it back over to Roseburg. So Roseburg will start with Jet Black, Colin Warmouth, Caden Seeley, Xavier Avilés, and Carson Ellis on the floor. Start the second half as the full court pressure being applied by McMinnville. Luke Arsner out there as a baseball pass from Caden Seeley is stolen away by McMinnville. Luke Arsner, Parker Spence, Tyler Logsdon, Kevin Sullivan, and A.J. Robledo out there on the floor for McMinnville to start the second half. Arsner, a pull-up jumper from the free throw line, is off the right iron, no good. And Roseburg will come down with the rebound. A 3 quickly from Warmouth. Roseburg needed that. First three-point attempt of the night for Colin Warmouth, and for Roseburg's first made three-pointer of the evening. Cuts it down to a 12-point game. Roseburg had it down to a 3-point margin in the second quarter, but that's as close as they've been since trailing by 8 at the end of the first quarter. Pass across the floor, underneath, almost taken away. Logsdon's pass to the top is stolen away by Jet Black, and Roseburg will get another takeaway. Looking to try and catch McMinnville, maybe a little flat-footed to start the second half. Jet gets it at the top. He'll pull on a 3. He's got it! And Roseburg with back-to-back threes, a 6-0 run to start the third quarter, and they're back within 9. 6:28 to go, third quarter. Arsner pass right side to Logsdon. Out to the top to Spence. Now moving left to right on your radio dial is McMinnville. Lob pass into the corner, back to Spence at the wing. He tries to attack the right side, and he'll back it back out. They'll reset to Arsner on the left side, back to the right. Looking underneath, just nothing there on this 2-3 zone from Roseburg. Out to the top. McMinnville being patient, though, clock in their favor, even with still a quarter and a half and more to play. Arzner out at the top trying to drive against Jett. He's cut off, and they'll reset. Parker on the right side into the corner to Sullivan. They go baseline with the basketball. Robledo back out to the top. Now Logston going to try the corner three. It's off the iron, no good. Jet Black comes down with the rebound, launches it up the floor. Warmouth one-on-one, gets bumped, the bucket and the foul! A circus shot out of Colin Warmouth, and he'll head to the line for the three-point play. Roseburg on an 8-0 run to start the third quarter. Back within 7 points. They can make it 6 on the free throw. Underneath, that was a great rebound by Roseburg as Warmouth makes the free throw to get Roseburg back within 6. And a timeout by McMinnville. The Grizzlies got to talk about it as Roseburg is out on a 9-0 run to start the third quarter. We'll take a quick 30-second break and come back with more of the action for you. This is Roseburg basketball on 541radio.com and on 1490 The Score.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Roseburg has gotten the start to the second half that they needed. They're back within 6, 37-31 out of a McMinnville timeout, their first of the game. Pass underneath, Arzner, there we go. Got underneath, he couldn't get the bucket, but he does draw a foul against Jet Black. And that'll be the first of the second half for Roseburg, one against McMinnville so far. For Jet, that's his first foul of the game. Roseburg's got a couple of guys in foul trouble. Colin Warmouth has 3, I do believe, and I believe Caden Seeley has at least 3. He may have 4, but it seemed like there was confusion, at least on my part, on a foul at the end of the first half. First free throw goes through for Arzner, and the second one will as well. He makes them both to stop the 9-0 run by Roseburg. And puts it back out to an 8-point lead. Seeley comes up the left side to Aviles at the top. He'll bounce it to Ellis on the right side. Aviles has it back out the top. They're trying to get it down to Warmouth on the blocks. They can't get it there. Jet will drive in, had contact. The weak side rebound by Ellis. He'll get the putback bucket. Roseburg's fans wanted a timeout, wanted a foul called on that attempt by Jet Black. They didn't get it, but Ellis cleaning things up, and now an injury timeout as on the floor was Luke Arzner. And he's going to, I think, head to the, thought he was going to the trainer's table. He's got a sour look on his face, not happy. I think he's shaking his head like he doesn't think that things are going to work out all that well after this injury. Might have gotten hit in his mouth. He's going to head out of the gym, even out to maybe the bathroom, I think. I'm a little baffled on what's going on here. I think Arzner got hit in the mouth and was bleeding, and then he spit on the floor, and now they got to clean up blood. And the officials were shaking their head going, "What are you doing, man? Now we got to clean this up." So they got to get the blood box out, and we're going to have a moment here to get that cleaned up. As when Carmen Finley comes out with the gloves and the Clorox box, you know that's never a good thing. Julie Deaver over there as well. Arzner just decided he was just going to spit out the blood on the floor as he walked out of the gym. He got hit. It must be not going to be something that's going to keep him out of the game, but he had a mouthful of blood apparently. So we have a break in the action here. Let's go ahead and take a quick 30-second break. We'll come back with more of this third quarter for you after this on 1490 The Score.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
Well, out of that blood timeout, McMinnville will have the basketball. They lead 39-33, a 6-point game. Roseburg trailed by 15 at the halftime. A three from the left side, and Parker Spence will hit his first in 4 attempts. Roseburg's going to have to limit those here in the second half. They gave up quite a few threes in the first half. 4:34 to play, 42-33 your score. A baseline jumper from Colin Warmoth is good. And he's having a big third quarter. Has it back to a 7-point game. Warmoth now with 8 points here in the third. He's up to 15. Out at the top, Spence with it. 3 feet behind the arc. He's not afraid to pull from there, but he doesn't take the shot. In the middle of the defense. They'll skip it across the floor. Spence back to the far side. Logsdon got hit as he shoots the three, and Ellis runs his hands through his long brown hair as he's not happy about the foul call, but he got the shooter hand and knocked him to the floor, and Ellis will pick up the foul. And they say it's the first on Ellis. They had a foul against him up on the board at the end of the first half, so I'm assuming they must have changed that foul. I thought they were trying to give a foul that I thought was for Caden Seeley to Carson Ellis, but I think they've changed it. So at the free throw line, Tyler Logsdon, he'll hit the first. And the second. He gets 3 coming up here. Roseburg basketball tonight is brought to you by Bimart. Score big at Bimart where you can get ready for your season for less. 2 free throws in and a third one coming. Jarrett Bowman has checked into the game for McMinnville. Third one is short, and it'll stay a 9-point game. Roseburg down with the rebound. Ellis brings it up the floor. Hands it off to Warmoth. Warmoth had to pick up his dribble. Oh, they say I guess he didn't pick it up, and now his pass is stolen away by McMinnville. Kick ball out of bounds. McMinnville retains possession. 3:48 to go. Back to a 9-point lead for McMinnville. Roseburg's gotten it down to as low as 6 here in this third quarter. Started out on a 9-0 run to start the third, but haven't been able to sustain that defensive pressure. Inbound, got to get it in, out to the top. Sullivan will get it. Warmoth has to be careful as he was trying to mark the inbounder. Out on the far side, Spence with it, behind the arc, just standing with the basketball, not being marked close enough to get a count going. On the near side, with it, Renshaw has entered the game, pass it away, but gets it right back. Cutter in the middle, pass nearly stolen away. Spence keeps it, and he will fight off Seeley. Fakes the pass, and he goes to the rim to finish. Parker Spence, 5 points here in the third quarter, and he's got the lead back out to double figures. Back at 11. Warmoth, right side, double team. He pulls up on the jumper, and he gets knocked to the floor. He'll head to the line. Almost got the bucket to go. But Warmoth will get 3 free throws as he gets knocked to the floor. Kevin Sullivan called on the foul. Second foul against Sullivan here tonight. This presentation of Roseburg basketball is brought to you by Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? First free throw from Warmoth is off the right side, no good. First miss at the line tonight for Colin. Roseburg's going to need these. Hits the second. Good crowd here tonight for this OSAA endowment game. Wasn't sure with passes. OSAA endowment games, it's a fundraiser of sorts for the OSAA Foundation, and so passes don't work. You got to pay to get in, and I wasn't sure if we'd get a good crowd here tonight with that, but fans have shown up to support the Roseburg boys here this evening. Great to see that. Warmoth hits 2 of his 3, gets Roseburg back within 9, 46-37. 3 minutes to go, third quarter. Skip pass, open man underneath is Logsdon. He'll pass it away, though. Out to the top, a three is off the mark by Spence. Rebound tipped out by Carson Ellis. It stays with McMinnville. Spence now 1 of 5 from behind the arc. His one three-pointer coming here in the third quarter. 6 made threes in this game for McMinnville as the inbound pass went to Spence, cutting to the rim, and he couldn't get it. Seeley came up with the rebound up the floor. Zach Martin into the game, tried to weave a pass between the defense. It got kicked, but it stays with Roseburg. A three in the corner by Seeley is quite long. Second miss from behind the arc for Seeley. McMinnville with it. They'll walk it up the floor. 2.5 to play in the third quarter. Right side, Renshaw with it. Logsdon in the corner, marked by Seeley. Bounces in underneath to Bowman. He tries to put up a shot and a foul called. 2 shots coming for the big man, Jarrett Bowman, the sophomore, 6'6" post. Jeff Black will pick up his second foul. Roseburg's got a tough task in front of him trying to cut into this deficit from a pretty good shooting McMinnville team, and also very aggressive McMinnville team. And with Roseburg, some of their best players in foul trouble, their defensive effort cannot be nearly as aggressive. As Bowman will miss the first free throw, he'll have another one coming. First shots for him tonight from the line, and he hits 1 of 2. 10-point game with 2:22 to go. Roseburg trying to keep it at a single-digit deficit going to the fourth quarter. They trailed by 15 at half. Seeley with it on the drive, goes right side, gets it to Warmoth, a long 2. Off the rim, high off the arc, and it's tipped around. Martin, it tipped out to Black. Jet, a 3 is no good. Roseburg a third look. Ellis a 3. He's got it. Carson Ellis, his first 3 of the night. And Roseburg, a much-needed 3. Gets it back under double digits. Back to a 7-point game. Need a stop. 1:47 to play in the third. Right side, Logsdon back out to the top. Spence with it out at the left wing. Well beyond the arc. He gets it into the corner. They work it underneath to Bowman. He had it stripped out of his hands. It goes out to Spence. Going to launch a 3. It rims off. Ellis comes down with a tough rebound. And Roseburg a chance to get back to within 5 on a made bucket. Could possibly get it down to 4 on a 3. Warmoth with it out at the top. Spin, turns around. Crossover dribble, gets left side. Contact, and he gets the bucket, but no foul call. Bowman right in the middle. Roseburg's been called for a foul with less contact. But still getting the bucket. Warmoth gets it back to a 5-point game. 1 minute to play here in the third. Renshaw with it out at the top, marked by Warmoth. They haven't attacked him nearly as much here in the third quarter with his foul trouble. Spence drives right side, had it stripped out of his hands. He's the last to touch it, and it'll be out off of McMinnville. And Spence not happy with the call from the officials. Luke Arzin will come back into the game. Taking a seat will be Kevin Sullivan. Arzner has been out of the game since he got hit in the mouth and had some blood. Roseburg has a chance to get back within 1 possession here in the final possession of the third quarter if they can hold the ball that long. Trapped in the backcourt. Ball stripped out of the hands from Jet Black, and McMinnville will come up with a steal. Arzner with it, attacking. Bucket and a foul against Warmoth. Arzner attacking Avalez, and Warmoth with the help defense went straight up, but he reached. And Warmoth is going to pick up another foul, and he may be playing with 1 foul left the entire rest of the game. And I think it's the 4th on Warmoth. Timeout by Coach Parton. Roseburg will have 2 timeouts left in the ball game, and we'll take it as well. 60-second break, we'll take it. Roseburg basketball coming at you tonight on 541radio.com and on 1490 The Score.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Come back to free throws after a Roseburg timeout here. 38 seconds to go in the third quarter. At the line, Luke Arsner for McMinnville. He'll hit the and one. For the three-point play, 50-42. Roseburg down by 8. Warmouth underneath. He gets hit as he goes up, and Bowman is going to draw a foul. Roseburg had a chance to make it a one-possession game to go to the fourth quarter, but a turnover ended in a three-point play for McMinnville. Colin Warmouth at the line trying to get 2 here. See if he can cut it back down to a two-possession game. First one rims out. Roseburg basketball this evening brought to you by Pepsi and Bigfoot Beverages. Second free throw for Warmouth coming. And he'll hit it. Roseburg will sub out Colin. Coming into the game is going to be Matt Parker, one of the 2 Parker brothers, sophomores, play mostly on the JV, but have been getting some time at the varsity level this season. 3rd game of the year, I believe, for Matt Parker. 24 seconds to go. McMinnville's going to hold until the final shot. They've got 20 seconds to wait. Coach Pardon is yelling out directions on what to watch for here on this final play. 8 seconds to go. Arsner around a screen, got airborne. He gets it to Logsdon in the corner. A 3 from Renshaw off the iron, no good. Tip up on the rebound, and that will finish things off here in the third. We head to the fourth quarter. Roseburg trailing by 7. They cut down the deficit here in the third. We'll have more for you when we come back with the fourth quarter after this 60-second break. This is Roseburg basketball on 541radio.com and on 1490 The Score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Back for the fourth quarter. Roseburg within striking distance after trailing by 15 at halftime. 50-43 your score. McMinnville starts with the basketball, moving left to right on your radio dial. Luke Arsner in the middle. Dribbles it out as McMinnville will have Arsner, Logsdon, Spence, and Spence is going to pull up for a long 2, and he swishes it through. Stretches it back out to a 9-point game. Also out there, Sullivan. And the 5th man is A.J. Robledo. Starting 5 out on the floor for McMinnville. Colin Warmouth going to drive baseline, pulls up for the jumper, and it's just off the mark. He's got 20 in the game, but comes up short there. Roseburg with 4 of their starters out there. Arsner drives in the lane, had his pass tipped away, but Spence cleans it up in the middle, and he has a turnaround hook shot for 2, and it's back out to an 11-point lead. 4-0 run to start the fourth quarter for McMinnville. Roseburg has Seeley, Ellis, Avalez, Warmouth, and Martin out on the floor to start this fourth quarter. Warmouth drives baseline, the finger roll with the touch. Warmouth lays it in. Back to single digits, 54-45, 6:44 to play. Roseburg has to get hot and go on a run. Spence going to try another three. It's off the mark. Seeley comes down with the rebound. Parker Spence is 1 for 7 from behind the arc in the game, but he keeps trying. Stepping into a three is Ellis. His is long, just off the right iron. Rebound came down to McMinnville. They work it up right at the free throw line. Pass in the middle, stolen away by Aviles. Fight for it on the floor. Roseburg will come up with it. Ellis has it. He's on the ground, tried to pass it to Seeley, and the ball goes out off of Roseburg. Good defensive effort. They just could not keep it. Substitution, Jet Black will come back into the game for Roseburg for Zach Martin. Roseburg will have their starting 5 on the floor. 6:13 to play, 9-point game. Inbound to Spence, out to the top. Logsdon steps into a three, got it. 4th of the night for Tyler Logsdon. 12-point game. Nearing its largest lead of the night, McMinnville feeling comfortable where they're at here in the 4th quarter. Bounce to Warmouth on the right side at the wing, crossover dribble. Can't get free, lofts it to the near side to Seeley. He'll drive in, gets it to Aviles. He was backpedaling into the corner, couldn't hang on to the pass, and Roseburg gives it back to the Grizzlies. Arzner brings it up through the center circle. 1 of 2 all-conference selections back for this McMinnville team. They lost 2 all-conference selections last year, a first-teamer and an honorable mention player. A couple of seniors graduating. McMinnville trying to get above 500. A loss here tonight would match Roseburg's record through 12 games from last year. They started out the season 9-3 last year as well. Driving in, Logsdon going to launch a three. Rims out, it was halfway down. Seeley fighting for the rebound. He's got Spence all over him and a foul called. It was going to be a double dribble. It's going to be a double dribble on Seeley. And Parker Spence is going to pick up his 3rd. Neither team in the bonus yet. Neither team got there in the first. Inbound to the backcourt. McMinnville applying some full court pressure. Jet working against Spence. He'll get across the timeline. Pass into the corner. Right back to Black underneath. He'll work towards the basket. Puts up a shot. Draws the foul. And Spence is going to get another one. If he's not careful, he might end up working himself to the technical. He's got a lot to say here after these fouls, and he's got a teammate helping him walk away. Jet Black will head to the free throw line, trying to get it back down to a 10-point margin. He hits the first. First free throws of the night for Jet. Spence will take a seat. Chris Renshaw will come out. Second free throw, no good. Rebound came down to Aviles. They get it to Ellis underneath. His shot barely falls out of the rim. And underneath, it was a rebound by Aviles, but he has it stolen away. Roseburg down by 11. 57-46. Right side Sullivan with it. Out at the top, Logsdon to the near side. Renshaw passes it away, Robledo. They work it to Arzner, cutting left side. Got bumped, falling out of bounds. He'll throw it into Warmouth. Warmouth up the floor. He takes on 2 defenders. Got airborne in his motion. He gets hit, but does not get the shot to fall. But Warmouth will head to the free throw line. Collin with 22 in the game, averaging 25 tonight or this year. Coming off of a career-high 33 in the loss against West Salem. He's had multiple 30-point games so far this year. Zach Martin will come into the game. They're going to say he wasn't shooting. So not a shooting foul. And we're not into the bonus yet. Jet has to get it inbounds. We'll find Warmouth in the corner. He wanted to get it right back to Jet. It was open, but the pass tipped. Now fight for it on the ground. Jump ball called, and it's going to be Roseburg basketball. The possession arrow favors them. Inbound underneath the hoop for Jet. .4:16 to play here in the fourth quarter. Roseburg trailing by 11, trying to make a miracle run. They got half a quarter to get there. Inbound to Ellis, hands it back to Jet, brings it out to the top, and a travel call. Jet shuffled his feet as he was trying to pick up the basketball, and the official caught it. Arzner will bring the ball up the middle, across the timeline marked by Seeley. Dribbles right side, jump stop, gets to the lane. Colin Warmoth was there, tried everything he could to get in the way, but he cannot get too aggressive with 4 fouls against him. Arzner finishes. 13-point game. 59-46, 3:50 to play. Roseburg's got to start getting hot, and they got to get some stops. They cannot turn the ball over as well. Warmoth passes it off to Martin. Martin got free behind the arc, gets it to Warmoth. Warmoth, the baseline jumper is good. Back to an 11-point game. Warmoth with 4 in the quarter, up to 24 in the ball game. No other Roseburg player in double figures. Driving right side, Arzner passes it away into the corner. Renshaw will dribble it out. To the far side to Robledo. Looks right, passes left. Into the corner, Sullivan back out. Robledo will switch sides of the floor out to the near side to Logsdon. They go back to the top. 3 minutes to go. Underneath, a shot blocked by Ellis. Underneath, Chris Renshaw. Turnaround jumper gets swatted out of bounds. And Renshaw recognizing the play. He gave a high five, low five, I should say, to Carson Ellis. Inbound from the corner on the baseline. Renshaw looking underneath the basket. Nobody open. Out to the top to Sullivan. 2:54 to play in this ball game. Roseburg down by 11. They got to get a stop here soon. McMinnville comfortable, just letting time tick off. Logsdon with it left side, gets to Arzner in the corner. This could be a big win for the Grizzlies, but they throw it away. Warmoth, 1-on-2, gets bumped, and it's on the floor, but that'll put Roseburg into the bonus. Should be a 1-and-1 opportunity for Colin Warmoth as he heads to the line. They'll call the foul against Logsdon. That's his second. Matt Parker's going to come back into the game for Carson Ellis. Roseburg looking to try and get some shooters into this game. Although Ellis can shoot from behind the arc as well. He's 1 of 3 tonight. Warmoth's first will fall. He'll get a second. 10-point game. Roseburg has eclipsed their season low at 41, despite a struggle in the first half. Warmoth hits them both. Back to a 9-point game. Pass underneath. Stolen. Oh, a foul against Martin. Almost had to poke away from behind. Martin almost got that hand in there to tip it away. And Roseburg would have had a possible steal, but basketball will stay with the Grizzlies. For Martin, that's his first. Inbound to Sullivan in the corner. Roseburg at 5 team fouls. Arzner working against Seeley. He just forced up a shot. It was no good. Roseburg gets the rebound. 2:20 to go. They got to start hitting some shots. Parker has it out at the top. Gets it to Seeley on the right wing. Looking underneath. Back to the top. Jet going to try the 3. Left side looks off. It is, and the rebound comes down to McMinnville. Pressure in the backcourt. They're trying to foul it, look like. Jet trying to commit the foul. Now finally will. And they'll send... Well, not yet. McMinnville not to the line yet. They need one more foul to get to the bonus. They're going to take Warmoth out. I'm sure he's going to go back in. No, actually, no, he's not coming out. It's Parker that takes a seat. Ellis back in the game. Thought they were going to take Warmoth out so to make sure he doesn't pick up his final foul. 2 minutes to play exactly. Inbound into Arzner. Seeley can't foul. He's got none to give. Ellis will commit the foul. That'll be his second. You can hear Coach Pardon from the sideline yelling, help him, help him. Caden Seeley can't be the one to commit the foul to send him to the line with the 1-and-1. It had to be somebody else. So Luke Arzner will head to the free throw line. He's been there 6 times tonight. He is 4 for 6. Got to make the first to get a second. He will. Back out to a 10-point lead for the Grizzlies. Roseburg basketball tonight brought to you by Flyway Travel. Contact their travel experts for your travel plans. Now located at 1445 West Harvard Avenue in Roseburg. Second one goes for Arzner. Back to an 11-point game. Roseburg's going to need a 3 somewhere. Warmouth, one-on-one at the top, crossover. He'll pull up for a long 2. Looked on target, just a little off, and the rebound comes down to McMinnville. Pressure in the backcourt. Pass almost out of bounds. Sullivan holds it. They got to get it up the floor. They will. Across the timeline to Renshaw, and a foul called against Roseburg. Jet Black going to get called for his third, and they will send Chris Renshaw going to the line for a 1-and-1. Ellis comes out of the game. Matt Parker will come in. Renshaw, he is 3 for 3 from the line tonight. 61-50 with 1:31 to play. Renshaw stays perfect at the line. Well, Roseburg, give them credit here in this second half for fighting back. They got it down to a 5-point lead at one point in the third quarter. Had it at single digits here in the fourth quarter, but have not been able to hold off McMinnville down the stretch. They lead by 13. Their largest lead was 15 at halftime. Martin inbounds to Warmouth. 1.5 minutes to go. Roseburg down by 13. Warmouth taking his time across the timeline. Spin move to get to the left side. To Martin. Out at the top. He's marked by Robledo. Ellis comes to get it at the top. Lobs it over the defense. Gets it to Martin. And the sophomore with the finger roll gets his first points of the night. And he's got Roseburg back to within 11. And Roseburg takes the timeout. We'll take the break with them as Roseburg takes a full timeout. We'll come back with the conclusion after this 60-second break on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
We've got 1 minute and 11 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. I thought for sure I saw a full timeout called. So I thought it was going to be a 60-second timeout there, but they cut it a little bit short. So we come back a little late, but you didn't miss anything. Arzin drew a foul. He goes to the line. He makes the first. He'll get a second. Well, I was going to get a legal ID in there, but Brenton will hold off for the moment. And a lane violation called against McMinnville, so no second free throw coming. Apparently Kevin Sullivan stepping into the lane. Roseburg will get it back down 12. 64-52 with 1:11 to go. Seeley, pressure in the backcourt, gets it to Warmouth. Roseburg up the floor. They break the press. Pass stolen away. Martin tried to get it to Jet Black. Jet's going to commit the foul. A.J. Robledo will head to the foul line with 1:04 to go. Roseburg the turnover, likely pretty much dooming their chance of a comeback here. Let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification as McMinnville gets into the double bonus. This is Roseburg basketball on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
The line to shoot the two-shot bonus. A.J. Robledo.
Back here at Roseburg High School, whistle before the first free throw. They're conferring at the scorer's table. Maybe an inadvertent horn from the scorer's table. 5 fouls against Jet Black now. That's what it is. I had only 4, but apparently they got him down to 5. That's going to take a three-point shooter out of the game for Roseburg as the first one misses for A.J. Robledo, his first free throw of the night. Second one coming up. If it's a miss, it's a live ball. Roseburg down by 12. Ellis, Seeley, Martin, Matt Parker, and Colin Warmouth out on the floor. Second one does rim off for Robledo. Roseburg gets the rebound. Full court pressure, though, applied by McMinnville. Under 60 seconds to go. Warmouth gets it across midcourt, throws it to Parker in the corner. Parker trapped over there, finds Seeley baseline. The pass, he couldn't quite bring it in, but now he will. Gets the edge down underneath for a bucket. Down to a 10-point game, but Roseburg's supposed to be fouling somebody. Nobody's fouling. Across the floor, McMinnville wearing off precious time, and now a steal. Ellis picks it off. Up the floor, lays it in, and a foul. Just like that, Roseburg's back to within 8. They could get it down to 7 with a made free throw. It still feels like a little bit too far to make up with 24.3 seconds to go, but at least they're making it interesting here down the stretch. And a timeout by McMinnville. The foul was against Luke Arzner. Foul down on the floor. We'll go ahead and take a 30-second. We'll come back with the conclusion of tonight's ball game. Roseburg going to the free throw line when we come back, down by 8. This is Roseburg basketball on 541radio.com and 1490 The Score. Back with more Roseburg basketball for you here on The Score. Tonight's game brought to you by Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces in the area. Carson Ellis goes to the free throw line. First time tonight for him, looking for the three-point play. 24.3 seconds to go in this one. Roseburg is down by 7 as Ellis makes the free throw. 7-point game. Jacob Parker will come into the game for Carson Ellis. In the corner, Roseburg looking to try and get a steal. Arzner's pass up the floor is complete. Roseburg letting time off the clock, and a timeout called by McMinnville. With 12.4 seconds to go in the ball game. McMinnville still with a couple of timeouts left after that timeout. McMinnville's in the double bonus. Roseburg in the single bonus still. 12.4 seconds to go. Roseburg couldn't foul because it was Colin Warmouth on the ball handler. Warmouth with 4 fouls in danger of fouling out. And obviously he's a guy you want on the floor. But Roseburg didn't really seem like they were wanting to foul. They were just trying to get a steal. Coming up next for Roseburg will be a home game here against South Medford a week from this Friday. They'll have 9 days off to get ready. They'll have 2 non-leaguers against North and South before they begin league play against Sheldon coming up 2 weeks from this Friday, but they will be shorthanded Roseburg tonight, we found out suspensions for Storm Scott and D'Angelo Adams. Not sure if they'll get a chance to come back to the team or not for violating team rules. They'll get a little bit with the return of Merhowie Lake he's out for family reasons. And then hopefully they'll get Jonathan Stone back sooner rather than later for the league season. 12.4 seconds to go. McMinnville out of the timeout. They'll stack it up, inbounded into the backcourt. Ball tipped away by Seeley. He can't get to it. 9 seconds to go. Parker Spence across the timeline, bounces it to Arsner. 4 seconds, and McMinnville is going to pick up a big road win against Roseburg here tonight. The horn will sound. Your final score, 64-57. McMinnville will hand Roseburg its first back-to-back loss of the season. Needless to say, with the way the roster has been affected here in the holiday break, Roseburg's got a lot to work out getting ready for the league season. But tonight, they showed some scrap, fighting back from a 15-point halftime deficit, made it a two-possession game midway through that third quarter, but they just couldn't put together the runs and the stops they needed to keep up with McMinnville here tonight. That's a good McMinnville team, better than that 40 ranking that they came in with, and a 5-5 record. They look a lot better than what they came in looking like on paper. But they give Roseburg a loss. 9-3 on the year now for Roseburg, 6-5 for McMinnville. We'll break it down for you when we come back with the post-game show brought to you by Roseburg Disposal. After this 2-minute break on CBS Sports Radio, 1490, The Score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
Here's what's coming up for Roseburg basketball. Watch Roseburg basketball games at 541radio.com.
Joey Kieran here with you as we bring you the Roseburg Disposal post-game show tonight here on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score, and streaming online at 541radio.com. Final score, 64-57. The Roseburg boys fall short here tonight against the visiting McMinnville Grizzlies. Tough one for this short-handed Roseburg team as they tried to battle through, having depth issues, battling foul trouble throughout the night tonight, but they just did not have enough in the tank to come back against McMinnville. Roseburg was down by 15 at halftime, trailing 37-22. They got it down to a 5-point lead in the third quarter. Had an opportunity to get it down to a one-possession game, but just lost a handle on the basketball. And Roseburg from there just could never really put together the run. They score 35 points in the second half to outscore McMinnville by 8 in the second half, but they fell too far behind in the first to come back here tonight. Tough one for Roseburg, who falls to 9-3 on the year. McMinnville goes to 6-5. With 9 days off now for Roseburg, they'll have an opportunity to try and figure out how to attack the rest of the season with the changes to their roster, figure out where they're going from here. So we'll have more about this team, I'm sure, over the next week as we start figuring things out. But it's going to be an interesting second half to this season, especially as they get ready to start league play coming up in 2 weeks from Friday. We'll go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we'll get you a look at some of your individual statistics. Plus, we got our Abby's Legendary Pizza, legendary player of the game to bring you here tonight. Roseburg basketball this evening has been brought to you by Mahalo Heating and Cooling, your best choice for the finest indoor comfort control, and by Good Vibrations, solutions for home theater and automotive audio. You can feel it at Good Vibes. We've got more of the Roseburg Disposal postgame show coming up for you. Let them make the run to the dump. Call Roseburg Disposal at 673-7122. Back after this 2-minute break on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
Sports fans, thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Stay tuned for more basketball from 541radio.com.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Welcome you back to the Roseburg Disposal postgame show here on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score, and streaming online at 541radio.com. Roseburg falls tonight against McMinnville 64-57. Could have been a lot worse, though, than a 7-point loss. They trailed by as many as 15 at the break. Roseburg Disposal, let them make the run to the dump for you. Make sure you give them a call at 673-7122 to set up your sanitary services. Tonight's game also been brought to you by DC Farmers Co-op and by Cascade Community Credit Union. Taking a look at individual statistics from tonight's game, I'm missing 2 points for McMinnville, so I'll say that as a caveat to let you know that there's 2 points to go to somebody else in this one. Leading the way with 16 points, Luke Arsner had 16, leads 4 players in double figures. 14 for Tyler Logsden, 13 for Parker Spence, and 10 for Chris Renshaw. Very even scoring for McMinnville. 8 points for A.J. Robledo and 1 point for Jarrett Bowman here tonight. On the boards for McMinnville this evening, 5 for Luke Arsner and Tyler Logsden, 3 for Jarrett Bowman, 2 for A.J. Robledo, and 2 for Parker Spence. Kevin Sullivan finished with 1. McMinnville finished with 9 turnovers in the ball game. For Roseburg, scoring here, and I did get these ones, at least they add up correctly. 26 points for Colin Warmoth, hits his season average. 10 points for Carson Ellis as he gets into double figures. Not too far behind his 14 points, his season high here tonight. Ellis also with a double-double, getting to 10 rebounds here tonight. 8 points for Caden Seeley and for Jet Black. Jet fouled out of this one here tonight. And Zach Martin finished with 2 points. Xavier Avilés finished with 3. On the boards tonight, 10 for Carson Ellis, Xavier Avilés with 4, Caden Seeley with 8, Jet Black with 4. Roseburg finished with 19 turnovers here tonight. So that is a look at tonight's statistics for this one. Coming up, we'll have our Abby's Legendary Pizza Legendary Player of the Game for tonight's contest, so stay tuned for that. And we'll take a look at what's coming up in the future for the Roseburg boys. Stay with us. We'll wrap up tonight's Roseburg Disposal postgame show when we return after this 2-minute break on 1490 The Score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
Finishing things out here from Roseburg High School on the Roseburg Disposal postgame show. Coming up next for the Roseburg boys, they will take on North and South Medford in non-conference matchups. They'll face South here at home, North down on the road. Those will be coming up next week. Roseburg doesn't play again until next Tuesday. And then they'll play North Medford on Friday, right? Am I wrong? Do I got the dates wrong? Maybe it's next Friday and then the following Tuesday. Yeah, that sounds right. They'll play the 11th. Yeah, that's next Friday. So a week from this Friday, they're back to action. So they got a Friday at home against South Medford, and then the following Tuesday, the 15th, at North Medford. Both non-conference games because they had to fill in some games with the loss of Willamette in the conference schedule. So the conference decided that teams will play 2 teams in non-conference games before the conference slate gets started. So that'll be coming up next week on Friday for Roseburg, and then the following Tuesday. And then it's into conference play on the 18th, 2 weeks from this Friday, against Sheldon to start out conference play for Roseburg. A lot to figure out before then, but that is what is coming up for Roseburg, and we'll have every game from here on out for you online at 541radio.com and also here on the radio on 1490 The Score. It's time now in the postgame show to name our Abby's Legendary Pizza Legendary Player of the Game. It's going to be Carson Ellis tonight. Finishes with a double-double. Nice support, getting a start tonight. Goes 1 for 3 from behind the arc. Finishes with 10 points, 10 rebounds. And Roseburg's going to need a lot more of that throughout the rest of the season if they hope to make a run to the postseason, which seemed to be a almost certainty not that long ago, but not seeming so certain after some developments here during the holiday break. Well, folks, that's going to pretty much wrap it up here for us. Good luck to the McMinnville Grizzlies the rest of the way. Their next game coming up on Friday as they will be hosting Canby at Linfield College. I was hoping to find out why they were playing all their home games at Linfield instead of at home on their own home court. but I did not get a chance to do so before the night's game started. I'm wondering if they're having some renovation done, much like Roseburg was having a couple of years ago, and they had to play home games out at UCC. But good luck to them the rest of the way, and thanks so much for coming down here tonight for this ball game. As we wrap things up, we want to say thanks to Athletic Director Russ Bolin, Head Coach Mike Parton, and the entire Roseburg boys basketball program for allowing us to bring you another season of Roseburg basketball here on 1490 The Score. Also want to say thanks to Brenton Cranford back in the studio for the radio production tonight. Thanks to Angela Keyran, a big thanks to her for the help on the video camera here this evening. Thanks to Josh Nelson for help with stats and scores tonight. And thanks to you, the fan, for tuning in for tonight's broadcast because, of course, without you, I'm just sitting here talking to myself. I'm Joey Keyran, folks. We will catch up with you guys in 9 days, a week from this Friday, when Roseburg hosts South Medford for a non-conference showdown here at Roseburg High School. They tip off at 6:45. Pregame coverage will start at 6:30. You can catch the action streaming live online at 541radio.com or follow it with us right here on Douglas County's home for sports, CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score. Okay, hey, did something bump in that